Hello, and welcome to Dying Light Safe House. In this video we'll be going over the pros and the cons of the safe house within the game from the real world perspective, and what you could do in a real situation to make it a safer house. You see what I did there? So this is the second video I've done on this, and I wanted to do a smaller safe house than the massive one I did last time. Plus the previous one was technically an outdoor safe house. Wait, so it wasn't a safe house then, was it? Christ, who writes this shit? Oh wait, it's me, isn't it? Talking technicalities, this one isn't actually a safe house, so I just thought that within the city of Iran it's kind of a whirlwind of shit and death, so making light of the worst situation is probably the best method. This proposed safe house is a little ways from the tower's safe house, and is in the central southwest of the map. It appeared to be a pharmacy, obviously abandoned now due to the little zombie virus thing happening. It has 3 levels. First floor is where the pharmacy resided. Lots of shelving lying around, a lot of hypodermic needles, but no drugs to speak of. I assume as soon as the virus hit, panic ensued, and this place was ultimately ransacked and everything taken. We have the obligatory propaganda on the walls, files of some sort. Ooh, ghouls, yes please. There is a door to this non-safe house with some pretty sturdy bolts in it for that added security. I'm guessing that these were the doctors that practice here, possibly long dead, but who knows, as there's no bodies, so maybe they got out. We have more files and a computer on this desk, and some light magazine reading if you get bored, which is quite likely. This room is in no doubt the storeroom, as the other room has the main shutter doors behind shelving that would have opened so people could come in, but it's been barricaded with shelving, and there is a register / till, but again all the shelves are bare. Continuing upstairs is more files and what looks to be like the remnants of maybe the doctors that worked here trying to figure out what the virus is and maybe how to stop it, but it seems like they were unsuccessful. On the desk there is test tubes, a microscope, Bunsen burner, a computer, equipment that I guess that was being used to formulate something, and to the one side maybe they actually got to testing, as there seems to be a lot of hypodermics and blood. The room next to this one is some sort of kitchen area. The doctors probably lived where they worked, which does happen in the real world. That immersion is for reals, fam. It has a cooker and a fridge and a washing machine to get that zombie stank off your clothes after a hard day's leaping and slicing. In-game, I mean. You think in the real world you're gonna do in-game antics? No way, Jose. Also has a sink with running water. Old mod cons in this palace. It does have power, that is 100% certain. There is crates in the kitchen, medical supplies maybe, a laptop seemingly unused. The uppermost levels seem like direct storage, as there is more crates, metal shelves, toolbox, boxes with unknown content. Also air conditioning, some kind of vent system it would seem. And last but not least, we have the final room, if you can call it that. Almost like a conservatory, but with no glass or doors in it. Heavy duty bars surround the entirety of this part. Only real hole is the roof section for some reason, maybe fire escape. Only thing in this area is 2 wooden benches and a wooden table. I assume it was treated like a veranda. Not sure if the vine type plants or something that is just overgrown or is meant to be like that, I'm not sure. So I think considering where this is, you would think, nah man, this poop place to live in it. But no, this dwelling would be better than most of the other south houses, again from the real world perspective. But as per video, here comes the poopy pants. Starting in the first floor area, there is 2 windows looking directly out, where anyone can see you doing something you shouldn't be doing. No, not that. As safe as the big red bolt door is, it's the only way in and out of the building, which would become a problem if you were followed by any unwanted guests. Next floor up, the windows are much the same. All, look at me, I'm doing stuff, come here and eat me. As I said before, there is 100% power to this non-safe house, but there is a huge but. No, not that kind of but. It seems a tad unstable. So if you were to be doing a particular stench pile of clothes, you may get cut off halfway through. Also, I'm not sure if the cooker is functional or not, and or if it's gas or electric. The fridge may have been a good place to store chilled / foods, but it's as dirty as my feet after 10 rounds of let's run through this 2-foot puddle with improper footwear and not wash our feet afterwards. I did say about the sink with possible running water earlier. That could be usable as both drinking water and for cleaning, but it's something that I wouldn't attempt without either knowing where the water source is coming from first, which is going to be somewhat difficult, which kind of puts a damper on things. Get it? Water damper. The top level room is not much wrong with it, apart from the window is completely open with no bars on the windows or glass, unlike the other ones downstairs. That reminds me, stairs is a big problem in this place, as there isn't any, which could make getting up to the other levels in a hurry difficult, to say the least. The open air conservatory prison room thing, akapad for short, is not too bad from the gaping hole in the top, but here's what we're going to do. The bottom level is an empty pharmacy, so it's quite spacious and pretty secure, but the windows not so much. I mean, they do have bars on them, but if the glass breaks, you're going to get a whiff of the undead. And I'm not talking about the other half blowing off under the covers. So both windows would have to be covered. It's a blight on the light coming in the window, but if not covered, you're going to have a zombie peep show on your hands, especially in this area. Most of the shelves, you could repurpose them, i.e. destroy them, and fix them to the windows using tools and rudimentary fixings. Or the easy and lazy way, just move the shelving around so it can still be used and cover the windows to stop any visual confrontations happening. As a point of entrance and exit, the red door I do not think would be a good idea to use, but I will explain how and why later. This bottom level I think would be good for storage, as the shelving is already there and it's just nicely laid out and may just take a little time to shift to make it perfectly accessible to get whatever you need. The problem of stairs is now an issue. There is not enough resources in this place to fabricate some stairs, unless you went elsewhere to grab some materials, which is difficult considering there is an absolute ton of zombies outside. If you were careful, you may be able to grab some materials from the surrounding buildings, and there is the remnants of a market that could have a lot of useful stuff, and it's right next door, but distractions would have to be abundant and possible to draw the attention of the alive variety as well as the undead. By putting your mind to it, it wouldn't be hard to fashion either a makeshift ladder or stairs to be able to get upstairs. Once upstairs, there's 3 windows, 2 in the kitchen area and 1 in the other area, and again with bars over them, so thick material covering would be the choice to block out any unwanted eyes, especially at night if lights are on, as these windows may be a focal point for trespassers to decide to investigate this place. Then you would be truly fudged. So covering these windows at night would be more important than for in the day, but still needs for daytime. The kitchen area would make a pretty good communal area, depending obviously how many were staying here. As with the first larger video, more people means more noise, more attraction, more zombies, more death, so basically it's just a load of shit.